If you're going through the aftermath of a breakup with an avoidant, you know how the uncontrollable mental rumination can suck days, weeks, potentially years out of your life. Your brain combs through every little interaction with your ex in hopes to find answers that your dismissive avoidant will not give to you. In fact, they don't appear to be bothered by the breakup at all, which further makes you feel like, you start to feel like you're going a little nutty, obsessing over someone, and you don't even know if they're ever thinking about you. The sheer mystery surrounding the breakup can cause your anxiety to go into overdrive. And speaking of driving, have any of you ever made the decision to take the long way home from work past your ex's house to see if maybe they're entertaining someone else? I have. Hello friends, my name is Maria, and not only do I know what it feels like to abandon yourself in a relationship with an emotionally unavailable partner, I also know what it's like to mentally stick around long after the party's over. But there was one visualization I had that finally gave me the strength to begin to let go. So if you are ready to let go of the addiction to your ex, then grab a bottle of nail polish and let's talk. In our life, there is a certain kind of breakup that is so devastating it can incapacitate us for an extended period of time. We lay in bed all day, ruminating. We withdraw from our family and friends. In some extreme cases, these breakups can cost us our jobs. We feel drained from the emotional toll of the separation. And while it is normal to feel really down in the dumps after you've lost someone that you love, there begins to come a time when the mourning period starts to feel disproportionate to the time spent in the relationship. Part of the reason we're stuck is because we want answers. So we go online and we find out, wow, we have an anxious attachment and our ex is a dismissive avoidant. What's unfortunate is all of this information comes hand in hand with talking heads telling you that, yeah, you're hurting right now, but now's the time to open your heart even more and allow your ex time, space, patience, and just an abundance of never-ending understanding. Well, now, not only are you emotionally depleted from the breakup, but as the days and weeks and months go by, you are further depleted, offering all of this wonderful understanding to your ex. And if you've ever seen my other videos, don't even get me started on Get My Avoidant Ex Back videos that encourage you to always be right there and available to the person who has hurt you so deeply. Because there comes a time where none of this is patience and understanding. This rumination, this always being available, this letting them do whatever they want to you regardless of how you feel, it's complete destruction of self. I know a lot of times we tell ourselves that we feel this way because we loved the other person so much, and fair enough. I'm sure you genuinely loved them. But today, I would like to go over some of the ways you can tell whether or not this love has turned into an emotionally unhealthy romantic obsession. You are preoccupied with thinking about your ex for the majority of the day. You have a difficult time concentrating. Your moods are up and down all over the board, and you find yourself a lot of times feeling uncomfortable and agitated. No contact doesn't seem to be helping. You're gaining weight. Your self-image is crumbling. You are watching videos about, or you have become involved in tarot readings to try to find the answers that you want. You're trying to regain the hope that you guys will be together again soon. You feel an intense physical response when you're driving around and you think maybe you see their car. You feel like you are out of control, and yeah, you feel like you're going crazy. If you relate to most of the items on this list, your romantic obsession is taking a hold of your life and bringing you down. One of the most destructive consequences of this obsession is it will rob you of your emotional bandwidth. So now not only are you not getting the loving relationship you want with your ex, you are unknowingly deterring healthy, more securely attached people from wanting to become involved with you. And in a cruel twist of irony, you become the emotionally unavailable person. No one who is seeking out a healthy relationship wants to get involved with someone who's clearly making someone else a priority. Trust me, whether or not you realize it, other people can tell. You're walking through the world essentially functioning as an addict. And that's why it's so important that you take your romantic obsession seriously. And one of the biggest ways that this obsession continues to get fueled is by intermittent reinforcement. You're in no contact, and suddenly all of your anxieties over maybe the past 2 months you haven't talked to this person, you have a particularly bad day or week or a holiday comes around, and these feelings bubble up, and suddenly you're texting them the old, hey, hope you're doing well. Normally what happens is you get a bit of a breadcrumb back, which of course reinforces the hope that maybe you're getting somewhere with them, but a lot of times they also choose when they want to ignore you. It's basically like pulling the lever on a slot machine. Sometimes you get a good response, sometimes you get a bad response, and this is what keeps you addicted. Sometimes you might get back a half-hearted answer, and sometimes you might not get an answer back at all. And while this feels like a sledgehammer to the heart initially, well, your brain kicks right into survival mode, and before long, it throws up the protection of limerent and magical thinking that keeps you from seeing and feeling the rejection too harshly. And if you are not familiar with limerence, it's an addictive thought pattern that keeps you stuck on someone that you're not actually in a tangible relationship with. And I have a video called Obsessing Over Them Harms You. It's about limerence, and I will go ahead and put that link in the description below. The limerence helps keep you in denial until a few weeks later your anxiety bubbles up and you text them all over again. This is why I cannot stress enough that if you feel completely out of control when it comes to thinking about or texting your ex, no contact is paramount. Because we do become masters at justifying and rationalizing every text that we send to them. We'll tell ourselves we want to wish our exes well and we don't want to close the door, so we'll send them something like, hope you're doing good. But that's not true, is it? You're hoping that they'll come back to you. And unfortunately, what ends up happening is it relays something unattractive. And I know that you are not meaning to do this to yourself, but it virtually guarantees that you will not get the love you want. Because if people don't respect you, they cannot love you. Oh, but make no mistake, they will still sleep with you. People can certainly find you physically attractive without being emotionally attracted to you. Welcome to the other half, where we know attraction is not just about looks. We also have to take care of the inner half, because we do not want to get entangled with a person who will dismiss us and dismiss us and dismiss us. But oh wait, suddenly now they've slept with us, and that torch of hope is lit all over again. We misguidedly think that the intimate encounter is a step in the right direction. We're making progress. No, we are diminishing ourselves. And when it finally becomes clear that this person was only using us, it creates a mark on how we see ourselves. It's really sad, because I have spoken to 3 separate viewers who are totally unrelated. They told me that the person they cannot seem to stop texting must be repulsed by them. It's like they feel this person's repulsion of them. It's concerning that they use the word repulsed. It's a really strong word, and I don't honestly believe that your ex feels that way about you. Like, yeah, maybe you should have stopped texting them a while ago, but honestly, I feel like when someone has moved on or they're not coming back to the relationship, It's more like indifference. I don't think they're repulsed. And unfortunately, I believe that when these viewers use the word repulsed to describe themselves, the call is coming from inside the house. You describe yourself as repulsive because you want the behavior to stop. You are repulsed by it, but you do feel like you have no control over it, and that's why romantic obsession could be treated the same way as an addiction. I have heard people in other videos, when they talk about limerence and romantic obsession, they do recommend sex and love addict groups to help you deal with these things. Now, I've personally never been to one because when I was going through all this, I didn't realize what Limerence was, and I didn't realize that a group like this could help me, but I have seen it be suggested, so I wanted to pass the information on to you. But if what you feel you need is more like support on your no contact journey, you need someone to cheer you on in no contact with your ex, I am now offering one-on-one encouragement sessions where you can talk to me over the phone and you can get some of your frustrations off of your heart. Not everyone understands breakups like this. They don't understand what you're going through. They don't want to hear it anymore. They're tired of it. When are you going to just get over it? These people have no idea. And if you'd like to talk to somebody who understands what you're going through, I'll go ahead and I'll put the links to the 3 different one-on-one sessions I offer in the description down below. Come get the validation that your ex will not give you and get the encouragement you need to move forward. Because yeah, it sucks, but you're ready to move forward. And that's exactly what I finally told myself the day that I'd had enough. Every time an intrusive thought popped into my head, I shut it down and I said, yeah, no one said that this situation doesn't suck. No one says that what they did was right or that the breakup doesn't suck, but I am ready to move forward. Even though I was not over my ex, and I was justifiably bitter over his actions, it was also time for me to take agency in my own actions in this situation. I had a part in this breakup relationship myself, and every time I sent him a text saying, how's your job going? Or I sent him an invitation for us to meet up, or I sent him a funny meme of an inside joke. Even though these texts might have been few and far between, I was still pulling him through my life with me. I was in complete limerent and fantasy thinking denial. I did not want to accept the end of the relationship, and I was in denial because the truth is, if he wanted to talk to me about how his job was going, he would come home to me after work and he would talk to me about his job. If he wanted us to meet up, he would ask me. It wouldn't always be the other way around. And if he wanted to laugh with me over an inside joke, he would be doing it with me in person over dinner. I know part of what keeps us stuck in this breakup purgatory is all the information out there about avoidance. They don't necessarily break up with you because they don't love you. That's what makes it so tempting to stick around, hoping things will change. But that's also why the breakup was such a betrayal of what the two of you had together. They turned tail and bailed on something that could have been incredible, and trust me, they know it too. I am not saying that this behavior is okay, and I am not saying it's all right to draw someone into your life just to dispose of them. But right or wrong, all of their actions are showing you that they don't want the relationship. It gets to a point where the rumination and the intermittent contact or reinforcement, it does harm your mental health just as much as the breakup. And I did have a moment where I tried to look at things from the other person's perspective. If I broke up with a guy because of, for whatever reason, I no longer wanted to continue the relationship, how would it make me feel if he denied me my breakup? Probably not very good. Then suddenly I got this very clear image in my head. I saw my ex sitting on the beach, and there was an empty boat next to him. I went over to him, I tied him up, and I threw him into the boat. I saw myself picking up an oar and struggling to row myself through the sea of life. He didn't want to be on that boat with me, and I was being held back with the weight of an unwilling passenger. If you are trying to navigate through life carrying someone with you who does not want to be there, you are going to be the one who sinks, and you don't deserve that. So today, I am encouraging you, cut the emotional ties. Time to set your ex free. No more going through life carrying unwilling, heavy, depressing, dead weight. From now on, you're doing nothing but traveling light. If this video helped you, so will this one. My name is Maria Adriana. You did not have to live my life, but I certainly hope you can learn something from it. As always, thank you for visiting the other half.